Hello lovely people, I hope you're all doing absolutely amazing, and again thank you so much for your support. You've been literally watching the videos. The channel is growing absolutely amazing, and it would have never happened without your support and your generosity. But there's only one thing that we're really struggling at the moment. It's like people are watching the videos but they're not subscribing to the channel, and the subscribing to the channel helps grows the channel, and it all helps YouTube kind of understand that this channel is a valuable channel, and they will keep pushing our videos to lots and lots of more people. So if you're watching this video right now, if you haven't smash that subscribe button, smash the subscribe button right now. I'm looking at you and I'm rooting for you to do that for me. And don't forget to also share it with friends or family, because the more people watch, the more engagement we get, the more motivation I get myself as well, knowing I'm impacting lots of people. YouTube would also be pushing our videos out there to reach more and more people. In this video, I'm going to share with you how I lost £15,000 in my Airbnb accommodation. This was when I just started. I was super excited about the whole journey, and I'm going to share that with you so that you could avoid making the same mistake. So it's very important for you to watch this video, watch it until the end, so that you can learn a lot more on how you can avoid to make the same mistake. Windsor Castle. Windsor Castle is one of the most tourist attractive place in the UK after Buckingham Palace and the other place, say London Bridge and all that sort of thing. So it's a very nice prominent location. The Queen used to live there, and now the King lives in Windsor Castle. So we were able to secure a property very close to Windsor Castle. Windsor Castle is one of the prominent locations. It's on the high street there, not far from the castle itself. It's a nice, amazing building, purpose-built building. It's been done immaculate, as you'd imagine. It's very close to Windsor Castle. It's been done in a premium way. As you walk into that flat, it's a nice, amazing flat. It's got this open plan kitchen right in front of you, and you've got that marble effect tiles on the floor. The kitchen is kind of a German kitchen. All the furnitures are literally white goods, are all really nice. So when you walk into the property, you can only want to live in that property. On your left, you've got the bathroom, and that walks you into a nice massive bathroom, standalone bath, and the sink and toilet looks absolutely amazing. Again, you've got this marble tiles sweeping through the bathroom, and you've got these wall tiles that got this water effect on it. It looks absolutely amazing. Walking out of the bathroom, on your left hand side, you've got the first bedroom. It's a large double room with two windows, one on the left and one on the right, seeing through the high street. And on the left hand side, you can literally see the castle itself, Windsor Castle. And on the other bedroom, the master bedroom with a massive nice ensuite room, is very big, built-in wardrobe, those sliding wardrobe that is very silky and very nice. Looking at the floor, carpeted, richly carpeted floor. It looks absolutely amazing. It speaks and talk everything about expensive. It looks absolutely amazing. So nice property. Met the landlord. The landlord is a very nice, humble gentleman. Saw the property. I liked it. We really liked the property, and then we agreed to take on the property on a rent basis, because the landlord was keen to be able to use the property sometimes as and when they need it. So they do not want to have a constant tenant living in the property. Fine, fantastic. So we agreed to that. It's a very nice location. The location is really nice. If you know Windsor, it's about, I think it's in SL4, somewhere around that, but not literally. You can see Windsor Castle through the windows. So it speaks and breathes everything to do with success, and people would love to be staying there, especially during royal families events. So it would have been absolutely amazing property. So spoke to the landlord, and this was in 2017, 2018, I think. Spoke to the landlord. I said, we're interested in taking on the property on a guaranteed rent basis. We can guarantee the rent, and literally doesn't have to worry about anything. And also, whenever you want to come round, if he tells us in advance, we can block the calendar for him so he can use the property as well. So the rent agreed was £3,500. So we negotiated from about £4,000, I think, or £4,500. We work all the way to £3,500 was our minimum amount we wanted to get the property at, and we were able to secure the property at that price. It was absolutely amazing. So we had to pay our rent, which was £3,500, and we had to pay our deposit, which was £3,500. That then takes our initial investment of £7,000 to secure the property. Okay, and then obviously because it's an expensive area and it looks really nice and posh, we had to go premium as well when it comes to the refurnishing and the decoration part. So we buy this nice, amazing, modern furnitures. The dining table, it looks absolutely amazing. 7 or I think it was 8-chair dining table. You know one of those dining tables that got those chairs that got that leather effect, white. You can only sit on it, literally sucks you in, and you've got this nice glass, very thick glass dining table. We set it really nice. If you walk into the kitchen, you've got all this nice expensive cutlery, kitchen utensils. You walk into the bedroom, you've got these twin beds, very expensive premium looking twin beds, and we've got the headboard stuck on the wall. We had these feature walls. It looks and speaks absolutely amazing service accommodation. So that took us about 3 weeks to do. We've got all that done and dusted, and then we obviously put the property online, as we would already do, and our first guest paid us about £800. So we were super excited. We started making money. Then this happened. Hello, Rahim. Oh yes, how are you? I'm fine. Okay, yeah. What? Really? Okay. Are you being serious? No way. That's the landlord just called me and told me that actually, due to the leases got in that property, we are not allowed to do short-term let. We're not allowed to do Airbnb in that property, because his lease doesn't allow him to do so, and he would be in breach of his contract if he allows Airbnb in that building. Penny drops. I went silent. I've put in all my £15,000 in this property and have started making money from it. I've already got about £4,000 bookings within the last 2 weeks, and I've been told I have to shut it down. It was a moment that really, my heart sank, and I realized how horrible, how wrong it feels to secure a property without conducting a thorough due diligence. Okay, so what do you think then? Is there any other way we could overcome this? Because as you know, we've already invested a lot of money in this property. You've been and seen it, right? You just told me there's nothing we could do about it. He's just not allowed to do it. Okay, I hear you. Right, okay. Can we then at least have these guests that have already booked the property to check in? And really now? Now? Are you being serious? Really? What? Yeah, okay. I do hear you. I knew you bought the property very expensive and you don't want to lose it. Okay. Landlords just told me that effective immediately, we're not allowed to do any service accommodation or Airbnb in that property. Okay, let me see what I can do. Landlord hung up the phone. I left in a limbo, spent £15,000 to do a property up. I've got £4,000 bookings that I need to cancel, that I may be penalized for as well, because they booked this property at the time where there was something happening in the royal family. So they're there to see if they can have a glimpse of the Queen. I faced those cancellations, not just take those penalties. And now, how do I get my £15,000 back? That's what I faced. But in this video, I'm going to share with you how you could avoid going through that horrible situation. Because at the end of the day, you want your money to work a lot harder for you instead of you working for it or having problem after you've invested. So, if you are going to take an Airbnb property or a service accommodation property deal, if it's an apartment block, the very first thing you need to find out if whether the one that you're communicating with is the decision maker. Are they the people that are going to accept you once you've negotiated? Okay, because that was one of our first stumbling blocks. So we had to redo the appointment in order to get the actual landlord so we can agree a deal with them, because they were sending someone else to negotiate with us. That's one thing you want to do. You want to find out if they are the decision maker and they are the owner of the property. Now, the second thing you want to find out is if it's a purpose-built flat, is whether the lease allow them to do short-term rental. Write this down. If their lease allows them to do short-term rental, before you accept anything, ask them that. If they said I'm not sure, you have to go back to that word, right? You can negotiate with them subject to confirming that the property allow Airbnbs, the property allow short-term let. If it doesn't, you walk away from it. Okay, don't say, oh, they might not know. I'm going to be changing the account all the time. I'm going to be on Airbnb for 3 weeks and then I'll move on to booking.com and I'll move on to Vrbo. Do not risk your investment, because if you do risk your investment, guess what? You won't be able to grow your property portfolio, because if you're losing all your money you're putting in, there's no point doing it. So get them to confirm that with you, not in words, in writing. Because you need to have that evidence in court, should you go to court as a result. I hope you don't, but get them to confirm that. And the other thing you want to do is to speak to the neighbors around the building. Maybe if you are number 30, you want to speak to number 28 and number 32. Get to know what sort of people they are, okay? Just to kind of gauge the understanding. They might not stop you from doing what you want to do, obviously, but you want to kind of understand what sort of people they are. Are they people that you could build a relationship to keep an eye in your property? Are they people that you think, this is not going to work here? Whatever that is, you have to speak to these people. So once you've spoken to these people and the landlord's confirmed that, whether you're allowed or not, if you are allowed, happy days. If you're not allowed, walk away from it. Don't force it, okay? If you're allowed, the next you want to find out is about the neighbors, which I've already talked about. Once the neighbors, I've already talked about that, the next thing you want to do is to sign the contract. Here's the thing. When you're signing that contract, make sure you indicate somewhere in your lease agreement that you will be using the property for serviced accommodation, okay? Tell them you'll be using the property for serviced accommodation. So it is in the contract. Here's why you do it. Suppose the landlord just told you that it was only because they want to sell the deal to you, or they want to kind of get you to rent it, and they've got something to fall back on. Okay, you can say, hello, you told me it was this, and I've done this, and this is the contract. Because the thing that saves us from this £15,000 loss was because our agreement, despite the landlord telling us this is not allowed, our service accommodation agreement or our lease agreement stipulated that we will be doing short-term accommodation or short-term letting this property, and we are going to be using it for service accommodation. That's what protects us. That's what protects us. Okay? So whether the landlord confirms that, doesn't confirm that, your lease agreement should have that written in it to say you are going to be taking the property on a service accommodation and you will be using it for service accommodation. It is written. For the investors I work with, all our contracts indicate that in it. Okay? Next thing you want to do, you want the landlord to literally read every single page of that contract. Here, how you're going to do it. Find an electronic signature platform. Upload it and attach signatures in each and every page. okay? To make sure they know what they're getting into. Because very important, once you've made your payment, once you start your contract, that's what protects you. That's what makes that contract binding. Once that contract is binding, it's binding to both of you. Okay, both of you is in that contract now. So you are in bed together. So make sure that contract protects you and protect the landlord as well. So if you want to even do it really, really well, you want to put a break clause in there. To say, hey, if this doesn't work for me in 6 months, I can walk away from it. And hey, landlord, if you don't like me in 6 months, you can take your property back from me. So include that in your contract to avoid losing money in your investment. Because at the end of the day, you are an investor. You don't want to lose your money. You want to make your money work a lot harder for you. So here's the thing. If you actually do things like this, you protect your investment, you would make serious return on your investment using the service accommodation strategy. I really hope this video has been helpful. If this video has been helpful, hit the like button below, subscribe to my channel for more amazing videos. I look forward to sharing the next video. Thank you.